What's up, bro?
What's up, baby? What's good with you?
Man, chilling, man. I'm trying to go get this content. What's up?
Oh, man, I'm glad you hit me up today and asked me to come. I've been buried on this couch for the last few days, but God said he needed me to go into the world today, and he told me he was going to send me somebody that's going to help us on this journey, bro. So I'm glad you invited me. We're about to go down here and do the thing because I know when God tells me something, it's true. He don't lie to us, you know what I'm saying? So we about to go down here, and I can guarantee you that somebody's going to come talk to us, bro. We ain't going to have to do nothing. Our energy is going to bring them to it. We ain't going to have to say nothing. They're going to see us, and they're going to come to us. You understand what I'm saying? That's the power of God in it, baby. So let's go ahead down here and let's go do this thing, you feel me?
Alright. Going down to the park downtown.
Yes, sir. Down to the park downtown. The poor park. The one where all the homeless people at, you know? But there's no attention for our people down there, black or white. You know, so we're gonna go down and spread some knowledge of God, of who God really is. Not through religion, not through perception, but the truth of who God is. And that's them being the elixir of life and being able to create life within us and renew our mind, body, and soul through knowledge and wisdom of who he truly is. And that's what we're about to do today. Despite how I feel, the love in my heart is grand. God put a special love in my heart to overcome anything, no matter what I'm feeling, no matter how sick I am. When God tells me to go forward, he's gonna always empower me to go forward, no matter what I'm dealing with. And I'm gonna go because I'm an obedient child. And God said, go. Now go forth and bring my people to me. You know what I'm saying? You build it and they will come, and we about to build it. In the name of the Father, in the name of the Son, in the name of the Holy Spirit. Lucy for short.
Okay, then they just call me Sino.
Sino?
Yeah, they call this park the Poor People's Park.
Oh man, I kind of see why.
Yeah, that's why I walked up. Don't nobody never come down here and film or talk about nothing, so I was coming to see what y'all was up to.
Well, really, I want to bestow some knowledge on my people about God, because the idea that religious people have bestowed about God is all wrong, man. The perception of God is wrong these days, you know what I mean?
What you mean?
When I say the perception of God is wrong, people say, oh, you gotta be perfect to be a child of God. That's not true. It's when you're imperfect that God uses you the most, because he can use you. You know, he can use you to go out here and talk to people like them, like us, you know what I mean? Who poor people. You know what I'm saying? God used our imperfections to help other people grow, you know what I mean? That's the God I know. And I know that God is the elixir of life, just like water, you know what I mean? He cleans us from the inside out, brother. Mind, body, and spirit. Without him, we are nothing, but with him, we are everything, you know what I mean? And that's why we're trying to tell people who go to church, and these preachers, we're trying to tell you gotta be in church to be saved. No, your faith ain't defined by church or whether being baptized. Your faith is defined by what God done for you in your life and the connection and relationship that you have with him as an individual, you know what I mean? That's how I feel about my father, you know what I mean?
I'm listening to you, big brother.
And the perception that people try to create, that you gotta be 1,000% perfect in God's eyes, that's not true. You don't have to be 1,000% perfect. Because if you're perfect, God can't use you. You know, God can't use you if you're perfect, you know what I mean? I mean, where's room for you to grow if you're already perfect? There's no room for you to grow, and if you can't grow, then you can't teach other people how to grow.
And what are we growing to do?
We're growing to become the children that God needs us to be, so we can teach others how to grow and overcome, not sin, but overcome the things of this world that make us commit sin, you know what I mean?
I don't think no religious person doing that.
Oh, no, they're not, because they're not giving you the word how it's supposed to be giving it to you.
I don't think it's about giving people the word. Like, I was thinking about this the other night, right? I think about, like, Moses.
Yeah.
Moses was being hunted by Pharaoh, which was the government in his time.
Yeah.
Jesus was arrested by the Roman soldiers.
Right.
You know, the government, the Pharisees, the high priests, things of that nature. Most of the religious men and women were not just evangelizing to people. They were trying to change the conditions. Most of them were being chased by the powers that be, because they were trying to change the order of the day.
Yes.
Religious people today are not trying to change the order of the day. What they trying to do is tell people how they can fit into the order. The problem ain't the people. The problem is what's happening in our society, the order. So when I look at most religious people, I say, you not walking like Jesus, you not walking like Moses, you not doing what Meshach, Reshach, and Abednego. This is your lion's den.
Yes,
this
sir.
is your moment to stand up and proclaim to the world who God is, right?
Yes,
and that God has a better way of us for us to live, a better life for us.
Right.
So that's my big thing. Just like the other day, I was thinking, how come God don't have a third shift? Pizza Hut got a third shift. Myers got a third shift. I don't see no religious figure out here during the crisis hours. I'm out here. I don't see nobody out here at 2, 3 in the morning when people out here sleeping, don't have nowhere to sleep, when it's dangerous. All those religious men and women are at home somewhere asleep. God don't have a third shift in America.
I agree.
I
with
don't
that.
understand that.
I agree with that.
So like when I see most religious people, I'm saying the way I understand the Bible, or the way I understand the Torah, or the way I understand the Quran, is that people understood that the world that we was living in was not a godly world. And then until we did something about the conditions that people was living in, it's gonna be like this.
Yeah.
We spending our time beating up on little people. That's what most preachers, in my opinion, religious people do.
They do.
They spend their time telling people how bad they are. No, man, this system is not designed for healthy living.
No.
This system is not designed for people to maximize their spiritual or godly potential. I think that's the type of world that we should be trying to build.
Yeah.
And I think our focus is in the wrong place if that's the type of world that we trying to build.
But the world that I want to build, the guy asked me that the empire the guy told me I was going to build, he told me I was going to build an empire through unity. And what he was going to do was he going to bestow upon me a couple businesses where I was going to be able to bring brothers in, and we were going to work together as a unit. You see what I'm saying?
My brother.
Oh, yeah, hold on. The revolution is unity, though. You see what I'm saying? And we think the revolution, you know, about being violent, because violence don't stop. No, I know you didn't.
Oh, no,
but
I
all
didn't
I'm
say
saying is, a lot of people think violence stops violence, but it don't. You know what I'm saying? Violence can't win, got violence. You know what I'm saying? We gotta learn to be a peaceful people and
But
use
it has
our
a
knowledge.
place.
It does.
It has a place. I
Of
know
course,
that
of
when
course
the
it does.
Roman soldiers came to get Jesus, Peter pulled out that sword. He was armed.
Yeah, he was.
And not only was he prepared to use it, he immediately went to so I know that self-defense has a place in every community.
Of course, yes.
So I'm
Most
not
definitely.
talking about violence,
Yeah.
but people have a right to defend
Of course.
what's important or personal to them.
Yes, most
You know what I'm
definitely.
saying?
All
So
day. I agree
don't
with that
promote
100%.
violence, but I definitely promote people's self-determination.
Right.
And self-determination, you have to have the ability to protect yourself, your property, and your things.
You don't think I
If you
protect
don't
my
have that,
property?
don't have
You
anything.
don't think I protect my property? I sure will in a heartbeat.
But
You know
we
what I
need a
mean?
New world order is what we need. And
Yeah.
I'm not talking about how we hear it in the sense of Illuminati and things like that. We need a people-centered society.
Yeah.
We need a society where the maximization of human potential is the ultimate goal.
Yes.
I asked somebody this other day. Think about how essential water is. People to tell you can't live without it.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? Why are there barriers in between people and water?
Right.
Why would somebody create a system that says that based on this you can't have water? I want to live in a society that says if something is essential, the goal of that society is to do everything it can to remove barriers.
Right.
So if money is stopping people from getting water, then we need to remove money out of the equation. Anything that's essential, the society should be doing everything it can to make sure people have it. Like education. Why should there be a price tag on something? People will preach until there is no tomorrow about the importance of education.
Yeah.
Why would you put a barrier in?
Right.
Why would you put something that says you can't have it because you don't have this? I want to live in a people center. When I say New World Order, I want to live in a society where profit isn't more important than people. I want to live in a society where, like I say, the maximization of human potential. Human potential is God. We
Yeah.
are the children of God.
Right. Amen, brother. I
So
agree
we
with that
should be living in a
100%.
world that helps us cultivate that.
But see, the world know that. The world know our
The world
potential.
don't know.
Oh, they
The
do.
world been fooled,
but
man.
but the world.
devil
Hold
is-
on. When I
the
say
devil is slick.
Listen to me. The world using vices, like you said, these barriers is vices that's created by the world, right? They don't want you to reach your full potential. You see what I'm saying? As children of God, they don't want us
But
to reach
I
our
want
full
to be
potential.
specific, right? When I say the world,
Mhm.
I'm talking about
The government.
I'm talking about the institutions.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. When I say the word of government.
Right, the things that perpetuate the sort of life that we live.
Yes,
You know
most
what I'm
definitely
saying?
the government,
when I
most
say the
definitely. They
world,
dictate everything.
There are specific people and institutions that I asked somebody this today, and I want you to think about this. I swear, everything, and this kind of all subject, but I want you to think about it for a second.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it.
Everything in life has variety.
Mhm.
You go in the store and you want to get a comb, there's a million combs. You want to get shoes, a million shoes. Toothbrush, drawers, panties, I don't care what it is. It's a variety. Cars. There's nothing that you can't think of that there's a variety of.
Right.
How come we only got 2 political parties?
Right.
How come we don't have a variety in that? The fact that we don't have a variety in that lets me know that somebody doesn't want there to be. You know why? Because everything that's ever been created has a variety.
Yes.
The political system is something that's been created.
Yes.
No variety.
None.
So when I talk about the world, see, it's institutions and things like that we might not even think about that.
Right.
But I thought about that this morning. Like, there's no variety in that, but there's variety in
Yeah,
everything else. Stop signs. If a person go through the city, you're going to see a million different kind of stop signs. Red, yellow, blue, caution, stop. There's a variety of them. When it comes to the things that are essential, there is no real variety. There's monopoly.
Right.
So a lot of the things that go on in our society is not because people are bad people.
Right.
We living in a world that are creating conditions.
Yes.
That a lot of times people just
That force people to be bad.
to the conditions. When we down the street from the Capitol, man, and this is the poor people's park. People sleep out here on the streets every day, bro. People pulled, one man dragged that bench over there so he could put it over by the heat, so he could sleep.
That's sad.
Yes, I don't want to live in a world. I don't want to live in a world where people can ride by stuff like that every day
And be okay with it.
And be okay with it.
That's not humane, bro. That's not humane. You know what I mean? That's not humane at all.
We done lost our humanity.
Yep,
our
we did.
humanity is what you speaking about. Our godness. That's on the inside of us.
We need that as people. We need, the world needs that. As people, we need that.
But we need more leaders, I think, like Moses, more like those religious people that we follow.
Samson.
Yeah, most of those people were action oriented too. You know, Moses went to Pharaoh 9 times and tried to convince that man to let his people go.
Yeah.
And when he wouldn't let his people go, he struck out.
Yeah.
And Pharaoh's army chased him. But I mean, it came a point where he realized that what we asking the system to do, the system won't do. So we're going to have to move out and do something different.
Right.
And that's dangerous. It don't make you a criminal.
Right.
It don't make you. I asked somebody, you know what somebody told me? I'm an abolitionist, by the way.
Yeah.
I told somebody about releasing people, and they asked me this. They say, what we gonna do with all the criminals? I say, who? You talking about the people running the big pharmaceutical companies?
Right.
You talking about the people selling all those weapons? You talking about what we
Right.
gonna do with the real criminals? You talking about the people dropping bombs on people over there just because they want their resources?
Right.
You talking about them people? What we gonna do with the real criminals?
Right.
No, we can live in a world, a lot of people don't imagine this, but we can live in a totally different world. We just don't have the time to sit down and imagine a different world because we too caught up in the day-to-day survival.
Yes.
In a fucking, excuse me.
No, you fine.
In a rat race that somebody done designed. Everything that we looking at is by choice.
Yes.
By choice. Homelessness is choice. You know why? There's so many buildings and homes just sitting vacant.
Well, I told you we could do.
vacant.
You could buy
Just
one of
sitting
the.
vacant.
You could take one of these vacant buildings. That's for
But
cheap because land
think
value
about-
don't got
think about
cheap.
that. What type of world you living in when there's buildings and homes just sitting there?
You can use them for shelters.
and you
see-
don't want to. I told somebody this. Imagine this.
Didn't I tell you, bro?
Imagine this for a second.
I told you the same thing,
Listen,
didn't I?
Imagine you come to this park and I'm sitting at that bench with food to feed 100 people. I got stuff on my face. I'm full. A man sit down and say, Sino, can I have something to eat? I say, no, I'm finna throw it away. Most people will look at me, even though I'm not obligated to get that person nothing, most people will look at me like I'm a piece of shit.
Yeah.
You mean you gonna throw all that food away and that man sitting there saying he hungry?
Right.
That's what we doing with housing.
Yes.
We doing the exact same thing with housing.
Yes.
You got all those houses there and people need houses.
Buildings.
And you a piece of shit society that would say, even though we got it in abundance, we gonna throw it away. Because just letting it sit there is tantamount to just throwing it away, at least at the moment.
Right.
You would be a piece of shit person to sit there and say, I don't care how hungry you are, I'm throwing this away.
Right.
So why doesn't it make our society a piece of shit society to do the same exact thing with housing? They not obligated, but damn.
They not using them either. So you know what I mean? You
We
just
lost our humanity in this country.
Yeah, we
bro.
have.
We don't realize it.
The world had lost humanity. They definitely have,
We
bro.
done convinced ourselves that, hey, shoot, they ain't got no money. We done convinced ourselves that out of ignorance, though.
And you know what's funny?
That's
You
why
know
it's
what's funny?
time to do it,
Everything
bro.
everything that the world faced is an excuse to be less and less humane. Do you notice that as well? When COVID came, people got less and less humane. Oh, I don't want to be around you. Oh, you know what? You poison. You know what I'm saying? But the world used everything as an excuse to not be humane, to not be a human being, because it's easier to ignore the problem rather than it is to face it. You see what I'm saying? So there's excuses everywhere coming from every side, even the regular people who don't really have a lot. You know what I mean?
Hey man, poor people, oppressed people, we need champions right now. We don't need leaders.
Yeah.
We're not in a moment right now where we need leaders. I'm not saying that we don't need them, period, but it be such a focus on leader this. No, champions. We need people that's gonna
Lions.
champion a cause, champion a fight. That's what we need. We need champions. We need our Davids.
Yes.
We need our people that's gonna take the little resources that we got, have our faith in ourselves and God, and go out there and do what we know is right. We need
Yes.
champions right now. We don't have them. Most of those men and women behind those pulpits are not champions.
Amen,
man.
brother.
They're not.
Wolf in
They're-
sheep
they're not
clothing.
champions.
The wolves in sheep clothing.
They're somewhere trying to color up to the people that we need to be speaking truth to.
Yes.
People that we need, like you said, need to be confronting.
Yes.
We're not gonna get nowhere the way that. And anything that you read, bruh, anything that you read religious, I don't care what it may be, because you know it's a lot of different faiths. But at the end of the day, God was against wrong. God
Yes.
was a fair God of justice,
Yes.
and love.
Yes.
We should look around ourselves and ask ourselves, do we see justice and do we see love in our schools?
Nope.
In our water department?
Nope.
Do we see it in the way that we clothe people or
Nope.
feed people
Nope.
or shelter people?
Nope.
Then we know that God ain't present and we need to be doing something about it, bro.
Yep.
I'm talking about physically, and I'm not saying, like I said, I'm not trying to say encourage people, but when I say physical, sometimes we need to just stop going along.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mean go out there and beat up, but as long as we go along with it, somebody like, this voting season.
Yeah.
I told people I don't vote.
I don't vote
they
either.
kept telling me how a bad person I was.
I know, right?
But it was presented to me like this. Well, look, Lucino, the Democrats is the lesser of the two evils. And I told the guy, I don't support evil, period. Period.
Thank you, bro.
Evil is never my option.
Exactly.
So the fact that one evil or the lesser evil is there, I have no option.
I have no option because I'm picking evil. I'm picking evil. I can't do it.
No one teaches their child ever in life to figure out what is the lesser of the two evils, however you may define it, and then go along and pick that.
Right.
Everybody would tell their child when you see evil, however you define
Avoid it.
to avoid it, stay away from it.
Yes.
It's not, why would you tell me to pick one of them?
Right. They both evil. I can't pick both. I can't pick one or the other because
I don't
I'm
have
not
a
that
choice.
type of person. I have a choice. You know what I mean?
Participation is a form. It is an action too. People showed you that in the bus boycott.
Yes.
When people stopped participating in the bus boycott, it was a form of action.
Yes.
So don't let people tell you that non-participation isn't. We have an historical example there of how non-participation is participation.
Mm-hmm.
I said sometimes we don't see those examples in other ways. We just stuck on. But yeah, non-participation in the political process is no different than the bus boycott.
Right.
We were boycotting the bus boycott because of the unfair practices.
Right.
There's so many unfair practices in the political system.
Yes, sir. It
So
is.
many unfair practices in the political system.
It is.
But yeah. But I'm glad I met y'all, brother. I want to come see what y'all was
I'm
talking
glad I
about.
met you too, brother.
I say, this the
That's what
poor
I'm talking
people's
about.
park, man.
That's what I'm talking about.
My name is Lucino Hamilton. I'm on TikTok. I'm on Instagram as the one and only Cino. I am a writer. I'm a critical thinker. I did 27 years in prison for a crime I didn't commit. I've been out 2 years. I spent most of the time in there self-educating, things of that nature.
Yes.
I learned a lot about how things actually work while I was in there.
Yeah.
I spent 11 years in a hole, 13 years in maximum security. I did 7 years on something called security threat group status. But I want to hit you with this. I never got in a fight in 27 years. Never stabbed nobody or anything. I did all that time in a hole in maximum security because I began to educate myself.
Mm-hmm.
And education is really what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
Once people are aware, people will act different.
Yeah.
People are ignorant.
Yeah.
And sometimes we got to remember that people are not doing things because they are totally aware and they just, no, people doing things out of ignorance.
Yes.
People don't know the truth.
Right.
People ain't been exposed. There's
Right.
a lot of things. I'm going to give you something real quick. Fight or flight. You know what it is?
Yes, I do.
You know what it is?
I do know what fight or flight.
Everybody know what fight or flight is.
Yeah.
They teaching that garbage in school.
Yeah.
It's not true. They teaching me that when I come into a crisis situation, I have two choices.
Run or
I
fight.
can run or fight. No, I can talk. I can communicate.
Yes.
I'm an intelligent being.
Exactly.
I don't have to run. I don't have to fight.
I can talk.
There's a multiplicity of options I can use with my brain.
Right.
But they teach it as it's the gospel.
Yeah.
Everybody's heard it. Something as simple as that. Something as simple as that is taught everywhere as the truth. There's so many things. Most people are just ignorant.
Yes.
Most people. I was one of those ignorant people.
Me too.
Prior to my
Me too, bro.
unfortunate
I was there
situation.
3 years ago. I was ignorant too.
So
3 years
at the
ago.
end of the day,
Yeah.
It's about education, making people aware of different things, pointing out contradictions.
Right.
You know, a lot of people don't have time to read or study.
Right.
A lot of people don't have time to get into the minutia of an issue
Right.
because the day-to-day bustle. That's why I appreciate brothers like y'all who take time out to, you know. But yeah, my name is Cino Hamilton. Like I say, the one and only Cino on Instagram, TikTok. My name is Good Neighbor on Facebook. I do these type of videos all the time where I go on and talk about issues. And I'm a lit brother.
Welcome to the team.
Yeah, you better be welcome to the team,
What's
baby,
up?
because
And
we
I'm a
need
lit
you.
brother. I let
We
people
need you,
know
brother.
that I'm a lit brother, but that don't mean you don't care about your people.
Exactly.
Sometimes we have this one image of what it means to be concerned about people.
Right.
I'm a lit brother, man. I love people, bro. I party, I have fun, I work for a rapper, but I love people. And we in the poor people's park right now. There should be no poor people park 2 blocks from the Capitol.
Yeah.
People sleep out here on the streets.
The Capitol nice.
Somebody
That's crazy.
froze to death in this park a couple years ago. And that's what we need right now. We need a warming center. We need a warming center for the winter because I'm telling you, man, these people sleep all over Hamilton. I'm the one and only Cino on TikTok and Instagram. I'm Good Neighbor on Facebook. The number one, N, only, CINO.